One man single-handedly shook a superpower like the United States to its core, so much so that in broad daylight, he made America see star. In 2013, he stole over 1 million top-secret documents from the US government and laid them bare for the entire world to see. And for the past 11 years, he's remained one of America's most wanted criminals. But despite causing immense damage to the US government, this man is viewed as a hero by many around the world. Why? Why would someone leak the top-secret documents of the world's most powerful intelligence agency? How did he do it? And how has he managed to avoid capture even after all this time? Welcome back to another video from The Unfold. The morning of June 6, 2013, brought a massive storm for the American government. That day, The Guardian and The Washington Post published a series of explosive reports containing top-secret documents from the National Security Agency, NSA. These documents shocked not just Americans, but mobile phone users around the globe when they found out that the US government had been secretly spying on nearly everyone. The documents exposed a classified NSA program called PRISM, a program the US government has backdoor access to user data through companies like Google, Apple, and Facebook. In addition to that, they possess a powerful tool known as a secret code order, which allows them to easily access the private data of millions of Verizon customers without their knowledge or consent. Verizon is one of the largest telecom operators in America, much like Airtel or Jio in India. It didn't stop there. The documents revealed that the NSA had hacked into the military computers of both Hong Kong and China. It had tapped the phone of then German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Meanwhile, the UK's Government Communications Headquarters, GCHQ, had launched its own surveillance programs on British citizens. One of the leaked files even contained conversations between the NSA and GCHQ about how they could mislead and manipulate the public with propaganda. At first, no one knew who had leaked these documents. And even though the reports were published by major media outlets, they weren't obligated to reveal their source, so the authenticity of the documents remained in question. But just 3 days later, the mystery was solved when one man came forward and took full responsibility. 29-year-old Edward Snowden. Snowden, a high school dropout, had started his career with the US military. But after being discharged, he took a job as a security guard at the University of Maryland in 2005. While he may not have excelled in academics, his computer skills were so strong that the CIA hired him. After a few years with the agency, Snowden moved to a tech giant, Dell, in 2009. Dell at the time had a contract to upgrade the NSA's computer systems, and Snowden was assigned to this very project. Initially hired as a supervisor, he eventually became a cyber strategist. Up until that point, Snowden was considered a valuable asset for both the CIA and NSA. So what changed? What turned him from an agency insider into a so-called traitor? While working as a cyber strategist and upgrading NSA systems, Snowden discovered that the NSA had the capability to access the personal data of any mobile user. He initially believed the records he was seeing were of international criminals, but soon realized these were, in fact, law-abiding American citizens. Around the same time, the US Congress was holding discussions about intelligence programs. During a public session broadcast nationwide, Senator Ron Wyden asked NSA Director James Clapper if the agency collected data on American citizens. Clapper answered, in front of millions watching on national TV, that the NSA did not gather data on Americans and that it focused solely on foreign intelligence. Watching this live, Snowden was stunned. He couldn't believe his own director had just lied to the nation. Outraged, Snowden made a drastic decision. 3 days later, he resigned from Dell, a job that was paying him over $200,000 annually. In 2013, he joined Booz Allen Hamilton, a contractor that worked closely with the US military, the CIA, and the NSA. There too, he was placed on an NSA project. According to the NSA, Snowden managed to steal so many files that they still haven't been able to fully calculate the total number, possibly more than 2 million. But how did he manage to steal all this data from one of the world's most secure agencies without being noticed? Here's the shocking part. Snowden didn't use any complex hacking tools. He used something as simple as a USB drive. Normally, even in regular offices, USB drives are banned due to fears of data theft. And certainly in high-security environments with confidential data, not every employee is given access permissions. But Snowden's situation was different. First, he had strategically planned his escape before making his move. Second, he used his location to his advantage. He was based in Hawaii, working on an NSA project. Hawaii is about 5,000 miles from NSA headquarters in Maryland and 6 hours behind in time. That meant by the time Snowden started work each day, most employees at headquarters had already gone home. He had remote access to NSA headquarters servers via thin client systems, an outdated method that gave him additional backdoor access. And most importantly, he himself was a systems administrator. That meant he had high-level security clearance, and with that, elevated permissions to access and copy data without raising red flags. Snowden exploited all these advantages. In just 4 weeks at the Hawaii office, he copied over 2 million files right under the NSA's nose, without being noticed. He transferred all the files onto a USB drive and cleverly smuggled it out past security. Then, pretending to be sick, he requested leave, switched off his phone, and quietly boarded a flight from Hawaii to Hong Kong. When he didn't return after several days and no one could reach him, NSA officials started to suspect something was wrong and launched a search. In Hong Kong, Snowden met with a few trusted journalists and handed over the documents. The very next day, these documents made headlines across the globe. Snowden's leaks ignited a global debate about the NSA's secret powers. The US government charged him with theft of government property, unauthorized access to national security systems, and releasing classified information to unauthorized individuals. They requested Hong Kong to extradite him, but Snowden had already anticipated this. Before Hong Kong could act, he flew to Russia. Initially, he was granted asylum. Later, in September 2022, he was granted Russian citizenship by President Vladimir Putin. Snowden later gave several interviews and revealed shocking details about the extent of surveillance. He mentioned a tool called NoseSmurf that allows intelligence agencies to access our phones' microphones, enabling them to listen in on nearby conversations without our knowledge. To this day, people remain divided on Snowden. Some view him as a traitor who endangered national security. Others see him as a hero who exposed the truth and held the most powerful agencies accountable. What do you think about Edward Snowden? Let us know in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed this episode from Jam TV. Don't forget to like and share the video, and thank you for all your support and kind comments. We'll see you in the next powerful video.